Today, FAMESHOW host brings you one of the wildest, jaw-dropping stories in NBA history, a scandal that not only rocked the league, but also shattered the hopes of an entire city. Grab your popcorn because we're diving into the tale of how a seemingly promising season turned into an unforgettable catastrophe for the Dallas Mavericks. Once upon a time in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks were on the verge of something extraordinary. The organization had carefully built a team that looked destined for greatness. With a roster anchored by a generational talent, a player who wasn't just a superstar on the court, but was treated like family by an entire city, the Mavericks were poised for championship glory. In the locker rooms, on the practice courts, and throughout the bustling streets of Dallas, whispers of a championship season were everywhere. The Mavericks weren't merely playing to win games. They were on the brink of securing the ultimate prize, the NBA Finals trophy. Every dribble, every pass, and every shot was steeped in the hope and passion of a city united by basketball. Then, like a bolt of lightning on a clear day, everything changed. 6 months into their promising season, a massive trade announcement hit the NBA like an earthquake. In a move that stunned not just Dallas, but the entire basketball world, the Mavericks executed a trade so shocking that fans and experts alike were left reeling. Imagine the scene: a calm Saturday evening, social media buzzing, and a tweet from a prominent NBA insider that had everyone questioning the very fabric of the sport. The message was clear and devastating. The Mavericks were trading away their generational talent, the very heart and soul of the franchise. In a controversial swap, the team sent their beloved superstar, known affectionately as Luka Doncic, to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. As news of the trade spread like wildfire, the reaction was nothing short of explosive. Fans who had once filled the American Airlines Center with cheers and hope now took to the streets in protest. Seasoned ticket holders canceled their plans for the remainder of the season, and social media exploded with outrage. Supporters felt betrayed. This wasn't just a trade, it was a betrayal of the trust they had placed in the franchise. The generational talent, the player who had given the city hope and inspiration, was now gone. His departure wasn't just about basketball, it was a wound to the community's identity. The once vibrant arena felt like it was losing its soul, transforming from a temple of basketball into something unrecognizable, almost dystopian in its emptiness. Behind every blockbuster trade lies the decision-makers, and in this case, the Mavericks' front office was thrust into the harsh spotlight. General manager Nico, the architect of the trade, found himself at the center of a storm of criticism. Critics labeled him the worst GM in NBA history, accusing him of betraying the very essence of what made the franchise special. In press conferences that followed, the Mavericks management tried to justify the move, but every explanation only deepened the outrage. It wasn't just about the numbers on paper, it was about the trust between the organization and its fans. Harrison's decision, seen as a catastrophic error in judgment, left a legacy of bitterness and disbelief. The backlash was swift and unforgiving, with the public demanding accountability and radical change. But the drama didn't end there. As the fallout from the trade continued, whispers began to surface about the motives behind it. Many speculated that the trade wasn't about basketball at all. It was about money, power, and secretive ties to the gambling industry. According to several sources, the new ownership of the Mavericks had deep connections in the gambling world. Critics argued that this wasn't a strategic move on the court, but a calculated decision driven by off-court interests. To some, it even appeared as if the trade was part of a grander plan, a setup to relocate the team to Las Vegas, a city synonymous with high stakes and risk. The trade also brought significant concerns regarding the player acquired in exchange, Anthony Davis. While Davis is undoubtedly a talented athlete, his career has been marred by recurring injuries. Critics immediately pointed out that relying on a player with such a questionable injury history was a risky gamble, one that could potentially doom the team's future performance. Just before the trade, Davis had already shown signs of physical strain, and his first game with the Mavericks was a stark reminder of his vulnerability. The move raised alarms. Can a franchise thrive if its star player is perpetually sidelined? The concern was not just about immediate performance, but about the long-term viability of the team's success. Adding another layer of complexity to an already explosive situation was the status of star player Kyrie Irving. Irving had originally joined the Mavericks, lured by the prospect of playing alongside the generational talent they had built the team around. But with the departure of Luka Doncic, his reason for staying and his future with the franchise became increasingly uncertain. Rumors began to circulate that Irving, who has his own history of injuries and unpredictable moments, might be considering his options. With a player option for the following season looming, the pressure was on for him to decide whether to commit to a franchise now in disarray or to seek greener pastures elsewhere. His shifting loyalties, underscored by a recent change in his social media profile to reflect Lakers colors, only fueled speculation that he might be ready to jump ship. The repercussions of this trade extended far beyond the locker room. In Dallas, basketball is more than just a game, it's a way of life, a vital thread woven into the city's cultural fabric. The generational talent was a symbol of hope, inspiration, and community pride. His departure left a void that resonated deeply with fans who saw him as a beacon for the future. Local businesses, restaurants, and even the city's economy felt the impact. When a beloved team falters, it isn't just about the scores on the board, it's about the identity of a community. Fans felt that the trade had not only stripped the Mavericks of their star, but had also torched the cultural and economic heartbeat of Dallas. The American Airlines Center, once a vibrant arena pulsing with the energy of devoted supporters, now seemed to echo with the silence of disillusionment and loss. As the dust slowly settled on this controversial trade, analysts and fans alike began to dissect its long-term implications. The Mavericks, once heralded as a dynasty in the making, now faced a future shrouded in uncertainty. The trade not only stripped the team of a once-in-a-generation talent, but also left behind a legacy of shattered dreams and lost potential. Critics argued that even if the Mavericks managed to find another star to fill the void, the intangible qualities that Luka brought to the team, a sense of unity, hope, and pride, could never be replaced. The trade served as a stark reminder that in the world of professional sports, success is built on trust, loyalty, and the shared passion of a community. When these are compromised, the consequences are both immediate and far-reaching. In retrospect, the trade stands as a dramatic lesson in the delicate balance between on-court performance and off-court strategy. It wasn't just a miscalculation of talent, it was a fundamental betrayal of the values that hold a community together. The Mavericks' decision to trade away a generational talent for a player with a murky injury history and questionable longevity has left an indelible mark on the franchise's history. For fans, the pain runs deep. Their loyalty, once unwavering, has been challenged by an organization that seemed to prioritize profit and off-court agendas over the very essence of what makes basketball so special. The fallout from this trade is a stark reminder that in sports, as in life, decisions made without heart and foresight can have catastrophic consequences. And that's the story of how one massive, unthinkable trade shook an entire city and changed the course of a franchise forever. From a team that was once a beacon of hope to an organization in turmoil, the ripple effects of this decision will be felt for years to come. Be sure to keep an eye on the Mavericks as the fallout continues to evolve, and new chapters are sure to be written in this saga. For now, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the most shocking moments in NBA history. Please like and subscribe for the latest entertainment and celebrity news.